I'm just gonna. We're just gonna do it live.
All right.
Why do I have an echo, Steve?
Probably my mic. I don't know. I don't have earphones in.
Yeah.
Turn it down.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Turn it down.
Is that better?
I don't know. I thought I could still hear myself. Maybe not. No, I can't hear myself.
I can barely hear you.
Okay. Well, good.
Maybe I'll turn it up here.
I think that's the way most people want it, right?
From what I gather lately, most people don't want to hear you. You're right.
Yeah, most people don't want to hear me. I would agree. Are we having people leave in droves? Is that what you're hearing?
We never had droves. They can't leave that way if they never came that way.
Right. Now I can hear myself again, Steve. Why don't you wear a headphone? What's with the headphone thing tonight? Talk to me. Wow. This is like a whole thing. He's gonna destroy his microphone when he does this.
Yeah, I hope not. Well, this is the new one.
Oh. So we'll find out.
I think I just muted it though. Did I?
No, I can still hear you.
So now I can figure out how to switch to the audio on the
You just have to do it through StreamYard.
StreamYard. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, you have to go to your audio settings, Steve.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Audio.
Yeah. Audio.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
There's no switch it to.
Yes, you can. You should be able to switch it over to your Yeti.
It's already on Yeti.
You go to audio, go to your speaker.
There is no speaker. It's just mic.
You should have audio for both your mic and your speaker.
I'm on Mac. Maybe it's different.
I have both. I have the option for both, but I can't hear you now. I can't hear myself now.
I fixed it.
Good. See?
It was, now I got to turn it up because I can't hear you at all.
Oh. Well, you can probably do that on the mic. Can you? Does that work? No, not at all.
That didn't work at all.
No. All right. Well, you have volume control in both places. I know that, but whatever you need to do, Steve, get yourself situated. We've only been using this equipment for, years at this point, and you still don't have a fucking clue.
I can't get it to
work. You still can't hear me?
Oh, I can hear you.
Just barely.
There we go. Yeah, just go.
You can hear me?
I can hear you. Huh?
Such an asshole. Okay. We'll continue on. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fortean Slip. I'll get a new intro at some point. Put together, slap together. I was gonna actually pull the music bed tonight, but I couldn't find the. You remember how we were having a problem with it when I was just doing the music bed and it was too loud?
Yeah.
I couldn't. You couldn't hear me or some shit. So I didn't want to fuck with that tonight. So I just said, screw it. Let's go. Let's do this shit. This is episode 148. It's an Animal Farm. Welcome to this shit. What are you intimating there, Steve? People don't want to hear me now? What are you trying to say, Steve?
Yeah. Well, maybe they do want to hear you, but they like to argue with you a whole lot.
A whole lot?
I've been watching your Facebook posts lately.
Do you like that shit?
You say not to say something, and that's the first thing people say. It's great.
I have been culling the fucking herd like you wouldn't believe. Like, just like, see, I literally made a post yesterday that was like, there's an unfriend button. I encourage you to fucking use it. That's how sick of people I am. I made a post. Because I want to get into this too. I'm thoroughly concerned. I rarely get political, and I don't even think that this is a political thing. And that's why I want to talk about it, because I don't think that it's a political issue. It's a fucking legal morality issue of things that have happened. Now, the president of the United States, Donald Trump.
Donald J.
Donald J. Yes, Mr. Donald J. in I think it was a press conference. Somebody asked him about Ghislaine or Ghislaine. I don't know how you pronounce her fucking name, but Ghislaine, I guess is how it's pronounced.
Close enough.
Maxwell. About that whole thing about her getting arrested, and he wished her well. Doesn't know anything about. I don't know anything about that. Met him a couple of times. And I wish her well. Now, my issue with this whole thing is for years now, he's been calling for Crooked Hillary to be locked up. He screams about the injustice done to Americans by illegal immigrants. However, he wishes a known pedophile. Now, you can say innocent until proven guilty all you fucking want on this one. I'm sorry. This woman is a known pedophile. He wished her well. I often do that, Steve. I often wish people who I know fucked children well.
Maybe he just doesn't want to see her get, fried in the electric chair or some shit.
Yeah?
I don't know. I didn't take it to mean anything other than I don't know anything about the case. I wish her well. I don't know. That kind of thing.
I just find it thoroughly disgusting when a sitting fucking president wishes a known pedophile well. Like, and to sit there and say, "Oh, well, I don't know much about the case," when it's a very public fucking case.
Well, when he didn't say it, I mean, he said, "I don't really know her. Yeah, I've seen her a few times, but they know a lot of people. Those people, Epstein and her." Yeah. So it's not like just because somebody's photographed with somebody doesn't mean shit, really. But it could mean shit, but it might not. We don't know. We will know eventually. I hope.
Yeah. Well, that's my whole take on it is like, let's find out what the fuck happened. Like, let's not just go into, oh, well, he only met him a couple of times and he kicked Epstein off of Mar-a-Lago. I don't give a fuck.
That could be true. We don't know.
The first thing that I say to people, they're like, oh, well, the Trump administration has done more to stop human trafficking. Okay. I've known many a closeted gay senator and or congressman who has legislated against gay rights.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
People who are against shit or who do shit will legislate or go against it. So those arguments mean shit to me.
Especially if you're trying to hide something.
And I can still hear myself, by the way, Steve. Just thought I'd let you know.
Let me take a moment. You keep talking about.
I am going to keep talking. But yeah, I just think it's thoroughly disgusting that a sitting president would say that, and I take issue with it. And I'd like to know what, if any, knowledge was known of the goings on. And with everyone else too. There was a fucking laundry list of people that took flights to friggin' Epstein's Island.
Can you hear yourself
Tom Hanks
now?
was on there. Can I hear myself now? No.
When I know you were talking about Tom Hanks and Pedophile Island, but when I was trying to switch on my headphones, I dumped them in my coffee. So let's hope they last. My decaf coffee, by the way.
Jackass.
Both buds.
That's awesome. That's good times.
So does
it sound like you're underwater? Does it sound like I'm underwater?
No, it sounds all right. So hopefully I didn't do too much damage.
Yeah. No,
my life, folks. That's my life.
It was just something that I when I had heard it, I was like, what? Why would he say that?
I don't know.
That's my thing. And so I had made a post about it and saying, hey, regardless of, your political leanings, regardless of which side, like, this is disgusting. This needs to be looked into. We need to know what happened. We need to know who knew what. I dug into the, have you watched the documentary at all, Steve?
Not yet.
Okay. So in the documentary, the lead investigator down in Florida who went after Epstein the first time when he got off, like with nothing, literally. So they had all these charges of sex with underage girls, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He got it all pleaded down to like solicitation of an underage prostitute and served 1 year in which 12 hours a day he went to his office with a guard. Like he basically stayed at a shitty hotel for a year. Like, and the lead investigator said that it was the biggest miscarriage of justice he'd ever seen in his life.
Sounds like it.
He said it was the only time he's ever written letters to like every, like to the victims' families, and he apologized. Like that he didn't understand what happened. You know, so I mean, I have a teenage daughter, so this just disgusts me. Just the idea that a middle-aged man was doing this to girls over and over
and openly, over. Really.
Yeah, like people knew about it. They talked about it. And it was just like one of those things that was okay.
I'm like, I don't want to come across and say that everybody that has ever met the guy knew, but a lot of people did.
Yes.
Because I've been watching some interviews with people. Oh yeah, we knew he was doing some shady things with these girls. Why didn't you say shit? Why didn't you say anything?
Yeah. I mean, because here's the thing. If I found out that some guy in his like late 30s, 40s, whatever, was fucking my daughter, I would be pissed. Like literally. But, okay, now if I also knew that there were people who knew that this was happening and said nothing, I would also be pissed. Like it's just a horrible thing. And Will says he's actually watching this from Einstein's Island.
Yeah, well, that's better than Epstein's Island.
Yeah,
sure.
I read that wrong.
I'd rather go to Einstein's Island.
Yes, let's go to Einstein's Island over Pedophile Island. Thank you. But no. Hot diggity dog. Who's hyped for the New World Order? Steve, are you ready?
I think we're already there, aren't we?
And the other Trump faux pas this week I wanted to talk about was Stella Emanuel, Steve, the lovely doctor down in Texas.
Oh, that lady, yes.
Yeah. What'd you think of that little piece of propaganda?
I don't know that it was propaganda, but what I do know...
Are you fucking kidding me? That was such propaganda.
Well, it was... I think those doctors believe what they're saying for sure. But no, that lady's nuts. You know? So you can't take her seriously. You can't. I wouldn't. If I found out my doctor believed in demon sex and shit like that.
Demon sperm and fucking alien DNA, Steve.
I'm gonna walk away. I'm not gonna go to that doctor. Now the other doctors involved, I don't know.
I never in a million years expected that like there's a possibility, Steve, that a fucking video that we put on YouTube could be tweeted out by the president as like facts. But now, you know.
So if we get on with doctor outfits and shit, start talking about hydrochloroquine and make it sound like we know what we're doing.
Like 2 weeks later, they'll be like, "Are you fucking kidding me? These fucking idiots."
I actually really enjoyed that lady until I found out her background. You know, I actually enjoyed listening to her speak. I thought she was passionate about what she was saying, and then I found out, like, damn it, because I believe that hydrochloroquine can work. I don't know that it does or doesn't. Nobody does. I mean, we obviously there's two sides to
Steve,
every
I've
story.
done a little bit of research on this. So
I haven't.
The one of the nation's top testing doctors or whatever the fuck, I don't know. He was talking about it just recently. And hydroxychloroquine is good or can be helpful,
Sure.
in the early stages. But later on, no. So, but there's no concrete evidence. Like, that's the thing. So a lot of this is just fucking Facebook and internet bullshit.
Oh, you mean like Fauci is, denying hydro whatever you call it, because he owns the company that's making the vaccine or some shit.
That
Him
fucking
and Bill
shit.
Gates.
Listen, just because you saw a meme on Facebook doesn't mean it's true. People, stop it.
They did studies in the past where that was effective on some coronavirus, SARS strains of coronavirus. But like you said, it might be early stages. I don't know. I haven't done a lot of research into it.
Yeah, I
I'd have hope if I was
a little bit.
If I was diagnosed with COVID, I'd probably want the damn shit.
I'd be more convinced that demon sperm fucking cures COVID at this point. Yeah. Fucking listen, there's so much horse shit being thrown around. And here's the thing that really disgusts me about this whole thing is this disease is obviously a thing. It exists.
Sure.
Okay. And the fact that it's being politicized is gross.
It's been politicized from day one.
Yeah, and it's
day
gross.
Fucking one.
And this is the other thing that's just had me fucking culling people left and right on Facebook, like, seriously? Like, it's COVID's a liberal hoax. Okay. All right.
Do I believe that some people would like to see it go on longer than others? Sure. Absolutely. I think, anything that makes Trump look bad is going to make the other side happy. And anything that makes the liberals look bad is going to make Trump happy.
I'm not a fan of either side.
Yeah, me either.
I'm not a fan of either side.
So,
I've basically told everybody, you've literally made this guy who sits in the middle go, I'm fucking happy where I'm at, not giving either one of you an inch.
Yeah. There's the bullshit that's coming down from both sides right now. Both.
It's gross. It's just so gross.
It's not even...
It's filthy.
It's playground bullshit right at this point.
Yeah. You're right. It's... fucking you touch the fucking pole, you got cooties, Steve.
It's okay if I say this, you have to be on the exact polar opposite side, on both sides of the coin. And a pandemic is not the right time to be doing that shit.
No.
Whether the numbers are true and you believe all that shit or not.
Whatever. Like I said, and I've said this from the beginning. Let's just get through it as a group. Like, this is, like, I think things should be open. Like, and I've said before, hey, if I got to wear a fucking mask, who gives a shit? It's very little time that I do. Yeah. Like, when I go out to do shit. Most of the time I'm home.
I'm opposite. I go out a lot.
Yeah.
But I do wear a mask because it's required.
And most of these stores, I'm in the store for like maybe 15, 20 minutes. Is it an inconvenience? Yes. And I found with my new one, Steve, if I don't shave, it pulls it down from my nose. It's I fucking hate it. Sucks. But so I have to keep clean shaven or else it pulls my fucking mask down, which bugs the shit out of me. But otherwise it's not a huge deal for me.
So you're a sheeple.
I am a sheeple, Steve. I'm following the herd, as they say. 4 legs good, 2 legs bad, Steve, to intimate what we're going into tonight, Steve. Yeah.
But birds are animals, and they have no. Geez.
Do demons, which are presumably non-physical entities, have physical sperm? That one's from Dean Cooper. Ladies and gentlemen. Now, Dean, I'm not a demon connoisseur, so to speak. I don't have
Well,
a.
according to the good doctor, they must.
It must have
Because,
some type of physical sperm, like
yeah,
that trans. What would that be? Transmutates into the corporeal plane. Steve,
yes,
Steve,
that's
am I using the
exactly what I was.
proper? Am I? Do I sound intelligent right now?
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Dean, I don't fucking know. I know I read a book once where like these women, like in order to like gain their dark power, they had to let a demon with a barbed cock fuck them.
So that would suggest that yes, in fact, they do
But
have.
this was a fictional book, Steve. This wasn't like a real book.
But there's
So
stories of through history of demons or such entities having sex with women. So they must, and them having children. So they must have some sort of physical. Yeah, that's what I thought. Transmogrify.
transmogrify.
Yeah.
That's what it was. That's what it is.
I'm going with physical demon sperm.
Physical. You don't think that it
Yes.
starts out in
Well,
the
no, no. I think it
sperm
starts
realm
out. It starts out that way. Yes,
and comes
but
over
it's
to the,
manifested as a physical thing.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Transmogrified. Transmogrified.
Transmogrify.
I think that's what.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's doing. I don't know where it starts, where it goes. I just know that this woman definitely thinks that demon sperm and alien DNA is a thing in medicine.
I think she might have been one of the doctors that was involved with Melba Ketchum's project. Pretty sure.
Well, I did, you know something, I did hear that Melba, that maybe there's a possibility that Melba Ketchum, I'm not going out and saying this is a fact. I think I heard that somebody was advocating in that court for this demon sperm doctor.
Mm, of
Yes.
course she was. They're cut out of the same cloth.
Yeah. Yeah. I
No,
think
I don't
that,
want to. I don't
listen,
want to. I mean,
Chubbs, I think that demons would skip out on child
they
support.
do. Yes, that's what makes them
There's no
demon.
way that a demon is ever going to step up as a dad.
Mm.
I mean, I unless it's the Antichrist, then
But
maybe.
is the Antichrist a demon?
I mean, come on now, Steve.
He's not a good person.
Lucifer's a fallen angel. I mean, you gotta
Yes.
go. You gotta go demon.
Lucifer's not a demon, though. He's a
But
fallen
he's a
angel.
fallen angel. I thought all the other demons were fallen angels too.
Are they? I don't know. I haven't been to church in a while.
Me either, Steve. It's been a while since Sunday school. You know
Christian
what I'm
or
saying?
Satanism church. I haven't been to either.
Listen, I've got my card for the Church of Satan, just to say I'd been there. Steve, I think you should have a well-rounded view of the world. You know, you should know the satanic commandments.
I have several
I
different
forgot all of them.
several different religious books here in the house. I have a Mormon, whatever the Bible
The
is.
Satanic Bible by Anton
I
LaVey.
do not have the Santana. I'd like
The Santeria, the Santana
The
Bible.
Santana Bible. I don't have that one.
Is that the one where he does duos with other artists?
I think I have a version of the Quran here. I like to have them all.
Would you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not going to read any of them, but it'd be neat to put them next to each other and see if they fight.
Yeah. I need to know more about this. I need to know more about, demon parentage. I think that there's some places. I think like Hellboy might be a fucking real story. That's what I'm thinking at this point, Steve.
I think you might be right.
I think Hellboy might be a fucking biography. Mike McNolan might have been onto something. That's what I'm going with. So, Steve, I know it's been a long time since you've read it. And before we get into the meat and potatoes, as I like to call it, of the show, I started reading after I finished Animal Farm.
Awesome book.
1984.
Another awesome book.
Because I bought the 2 books in 1 volume. And after I finished Animal Farm, I liked it so much that I just said, fuck it, I'm going in. And so before we dig into Animal Farm tonight, because I'm going to like blast the entire plot out there, people. So if you, spoiler alert, I'm going to talk about the entire book. If you don't want to know, shut it off, go read the book, come back. Because I'm going to talk about everything. But 1984, I'm 6 chapters in right now. And just very similar for one. Excuse me. The tones of both books are the same, like very totalitarian government. It seems to me it obviously it's a take on Stalin's Russia or Nazi Germany at the time. The communist regimes. Everything is comrade. Like at the Animal Farm and in 1984. But I was talking with Katie earlier because she actually wound up reading the book as well on her phone. And I was talking to you right before the show. The Animal Farm to me is like a look at a society that says we want to deviate from this. We want to do better.
Right.
And how it just it totally becomes exactly what it wants to not be. And then 1984 to me is like that same society, but from the inside as like an individual person.
And not animals.
Yeah. And not animals. Yes. In 1984, there's no animals.
Well, there probably are.
So I had just finished a book called Shapes, which we talked about on the show, a werewolf book. I read The Hyde Effect and Shapes. And by the way, everybody, the books were good. They were fun. Shapes was not nearly as good as I remembered it as a teenager. Because now I could see a lot of the stuff in it that I would have at the age that I am now, I'd go, wow, they just glossed the fuck over that. Like that just, well, what the, there were so many little plot holes and things that I noticed the second time around. So, but it was a fun read. It was a fun werewolf book, or books. But I finished with Shapes and I was like, what should I read next? What should I read next? And I wound up settling on Animal Farm. And I started it Friday night, and I read probably about half of it on Friday night. I just dove like head first, and then I finished it up on Saturday.
It's one of those books, both that one and 1984, that I think they just grab you and just pull you right in.
Oh yeah, I'm already stop. So on my Kindle, Animal Farm takes up the first 24% of the book, and the rest is 1984. And I'm already 39% of the way through the whole book.
It's crazy.
So yeah, I'll finish it probably by tomorrow. But so the whole idea of Animal Farm is, there's this pig, Major, I think is his name, in the very beginning. It's hard to remember because they erase everything as you go on.
Right.
So Major like has this dream, and he's a pig, and his dream is that he thinks that all the animals on the farm should take over. Was it Farmer Jones? Is that his fucking name?
I don't recall.
Yeah, it was Jones.
Yeah. So they want to take over, and they think that that everything that humans do is bad, and that animals should live up to their own ideals. So they come across with these whole freaking like commandments and shit, and the rules of their society. And it all seems like in the beginning, like it's that whole, the thing that I loved about this book is it was the road to hell is paved with really good intentions. So you've got these, and the other thing that I noticed, and I think I said this to you early on, Steve, when I was reading it, was that it and I just lost my fucking place because I did what Steve does. I read the chat, Steve.
Why would you do that?
I know, because Chubbs wrote that.
I saw it too. Yes.
Yeah, so I got to get rid of that for a second while I'm talking. But yeah, so I dove into this book head first. So I'll try to find my place again, Steve. They set up all these rules. They start this society, and they want to be better. So there's like, I can't remember if they Major dies before they take over the farm, correct?
Yeah, he died like 3 days after his big dream speech.
Right, which then like propels everybody forward.
Right.
Right. And then after that, there's these two pigs, Napoleon and Snowball, which kind of like take over. And they've got this little like mouthpiece, Squealer, which I said to Katie earlier, I could never picture him as a pig. Like I pictured him as like a little rat or something that just like was the town crier, like ran around just like, spouted all the bullshit. But Katie said it was like a little lapdog, which I thought was more appropriate. Way more fucking appropriate.
He was like their little yes man.
Yeah, like the what's that Looney Tunes cartoon?
Yeah, the old cartoon, the little dog hopping around going, yeah,
Yeah, Frank. Yeah, Frank. What are we
Yeah,
gonna do today,
exactly.
Frank? Yeah, that's what Squealer reminded me of. So they start out, with this idea that they're going to take over the farm, and they do. And does Snowball get injured in the original attack?
Yes, he gets sprayed with bullets and then they graze him.
So he like, he charges in, gets shot, and then they wind up taking over the farm. They oust the farm from Farmer Jones. They don't use the house. Nobody goes into the house, if I remember at first.
Yeah, they set it to be a museum.
Yes. Yeah. And so they push forward with their rules, and 4 legs are good, 2 legs are bad. You shall not drink alcohol. There's all these different rules that they had set up. You shall not kill animals. And so I'm pretty sure that while Snowball was there, like none of that stuff was really changing much. Like it seemed like everything was going forward when Snowball was a part of the farm.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, like, because early on, right after they take over the farm, Napoleon takes a litter. Was it a whole litter of pups from one of the dogs?
Yes, like 9 pups or something.
And takes them away by themselves. And the minute I read that, I'm like, oh, I know what's going on here already.
Yep.
So, like, raises these dogs
A little bit of grooming going on.
Yeah, by himself. And the way he ousts Snowball is by using the dogs as his muscle. It was such all I was like, they're the Gestapo. They're the military or the Gestapo police. That's what they represent in this book. So they oust Snowball, who has this whole dream of building this windmill, like for electricity, so that all of the animals can have, have electricity in their stalls, and they can have, what was it? Did they say like heat and light and everything? Like
hot and cold water and heat, and like only 3 work days a week and lots of leisure time.
I forgot the 3 work day week.
Mm-hmm.
So they're talking about all this, and Napoleon is against this. He says it's all bad. So they oust Snowball, and at first he's still saying no to the windmill. And then like a day later, Squealer comes into town and says, oh no, the windmill was all Napoleon's idea. Like, and this is where everything starts to break down. Like, this is where like the revisionist history starts happening, where no, the windmill wasn't Snowball's idea. Snowball just pushed it forward. It was actually Napoleon's idea. And then it goes from, well, the windmill wasn't for this. The windmill is for something else. And they want, like, the way they twisted how things were to how they became, the way he did that in the book was really brilliant. Like, I liked how because he used the idea that the animals had such short-term memories. A lot of them couldn't read. There were very few of them that could read, that were literate. That the sheep were really, really dumb, and they could only be taught like little stupid things. It just the whole breakdown that happened, like the the way that they would go and it was one of the horses. I can't remember the horse's name, but she would go to look at the rules every so often after, like, she would think something had changed, and then she would notice a difference in it, but not really notice it. She would be like, "Oh, wasn't it like that before?"
It's like the deception of the gradual.
Right.
You gradually change things, and eventually, maybe it's always been that way. I don't, and that's
Well,
whole,
one of them that changes, like, is thou shalt not drink alcohol, or you shall not drink alcohol, and then they go out because the pigs wind up getting into the alcohol. Some whiskey shows up, and the pigs get into it, and so she goes out to look at the rules, and all of a sudden it says, "Thou shalt not drink alcohol to excess."
right.
And it's just the way they did that whole thing, or he did that whole thing with the changing of the rules, and the way that they would change the history. Like, by the time that things are deep, they believe that Napoleon was the one that got shot, or charged into battle. That Snowball's wounds were actually from Napoleon, not from being shot, because Snowball was actually on the side of Farmer Jones.
Yeah, he becomes a traitor in the end. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Even though he wasn't.
like, and through the whole thing, like, they have this whole narrative about how he's on another farm and he's plotting to get, and they start killing animals that are in league with him. And I'm just like, they literally, the how quick that he was able to, step into that whole, this is, you're fucked. Like, you're in it, and there's no way out at this point.
But by the time you notice the changes, it's too damned late.
Yeah.
Too far gone. You're already in a dictatorship, basically.
Yeah, and it was fast, the way that it goes down in the book. And before you know it, there seems like there's more trading going on with the humans that wasn't supposed to happen. There's a lot of other things that are going on. That everything that they based it on is thrown out the fucking window. And you get to the end, and it's a really quick book, a very, very quick book. And basically what happens is the pigs start walking around on two legs, wearing fucking clothes, doing all the things that they fucking said that they weren't going to do, make shit tons of excuses for it. And when the humans come at the very end of the book they're all like celebrating, they wind up fighting. And the animals are watching from outside, and they can't tell who's who. Like, the pigs have become the humans. And I mean, my whole thing with it was I was expecting it to be a little deeper than that. Like, yes, I totally expected it to be that, of course, the pigs become the fucking humans. It's like, of course, that's what it's going to. But, like, my thing as I was reading it, was like, I was so expecting, like, that the dogs had been in league with the humans, and that's why they attacked or something, or that somehow there was some type of weird underhanded shit that was going on, because the humans attack at one point the farm beyond when the initial battle is for the farm. So I thought for sure that was orchestrated by the pigs to keep control. And that's what I was fully expecting.
And it may have been, but he didn't say that in the book.
Right. Now, I had read that in one version of the book that at the end, the humans take back over the farm.
I can't remember. It seemed to me that everything goes back to normal at the end.
But at the
be.
end of the one that I read, it's just that they're watching the pigs and the humans fight.
I'd have to go back. But it seemed to me that I remember that everything got so backwards that it went back to the way it was. And everybody was happy at the end. But I can't remember.
I kind of took it as like that it went back to the way it was because the pigs turned into men. They were looking and they couldn't, like, everybody in that room was men. So
it wound up being just what it was before.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the rules had changed so much over time that it just became what it was.
Because at first they did have plenty.
Yeah.
When they took over, like, things were good, and then it just slowly eroded. But I loved it, like, absolutely loved it. And like you were saying, Steve, I'm totally surprised I never picked it up. Like, never.
Yeah, it's a classic, man. And even I've read it, and
there was a point in time they did like a CGI version of Animal Farm on TV, like a mini series, and I never even watched that.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah, I remember when it was.
I don't think it could compare to the book anyway. Usually I don't care for those things, especially if I've read the book when I was younger and then I watched something later in life. It's crap.
A lot of things don't translate well.
Yeah. But it might, it might actually. I mean, if they followed the book really well, I wouldn't mind seeing something like that.
Yeah, I usually don't like to read something and then watch it. Like, I just read The Outsider by Stephen King and then watched the series. And while I enjoyed the series, and I loved the book, the series just was not the book. I've gotten to the point now where I have to look at it and go, okay, yeah, it is what it is. Like, if I'm going to watch a show, I have to look at it as something different.
And that was the same with, what was it? The 11/22/63 that he did.
Mm-hmm.
Then they made a mini series of it. And I'm like, wait, that didn't happen in the fucking book.
Right.
So I watched like the first episode or two and I was done.
You couldn't do it. That's the James Franco one, right?
I can't remember who was in it.
Yeah, I think he's
I watched an episode or two and I'm like, it's so different than the actual book that I read the book audiobook. I listened to the audiobook while I was working and like, God, man, this isn't right. I like the book way better.
Yeah.
No, I think Stephen King for me just goes on and on about the minutest of details and it does bother me a little bit. So, but I did enjoy that book.
Game of Thrones put the whammy on me with reading the books. I read the books and then I tried to watch the show. And by the time I got to, I think it was the second season, I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. They deviated too far. Things are too different. There were plot points that really drove the story forward that were in the book that were not in the show at all because they couldn't be relayed in that way. Which there were a lot of things I was just like, ugh, it's too bad because I love the book. So, but like I said, with The Outsider, I was able to do that. I was able to just kind of go, all right, yeah, I don't like it as much as the book, but it's okay. Like, and I can just enjoy it as its own thing. But I'm just like, I'm a Stephen King purist, I guess. Like, I love his shit, so it's hard for me when it comes to the movies.
Oh, the only thing I've ever really gone through the whole thing was that 11/22/63. It's only because I was all into that Kennedy shit at the time, so get back into it too, by the way.
The reading it? Or
I just wanted to see Stephen King's take on that whole thing, and that's why I listened to the audiobook.
Right.
Plus, I was at work and I didn't have anything else, I was allowed to have a little iPod in my ear while I was working, so it passed the time. But I was into that whole Kennedy conspiracy shit at the time, so I figured that was just another aspect to add to it.
Yeah, Dean brought up Brave New World, which there's a series right now on Peacock, that Peacock streaming service.
I'm not familiar with that one.
It's I think he was talking about it here. Is it Aldous Huxley that was is he the one, Dean, that wrote that?
I'm going to assume.
He'll answer me at some point. Chubb's Last King he read was Salem's Lot. I read that with my son.
Son of King. I mean, I enjoy his stuff, but it's just so in depth.
Yes, Aldous Huxley wrote Brave New World. I've heard that it's Brave New World is what's the word I want to use for it? That it's over exaggerated as a good book, but you know, you could hear that about a lot of things.
So in the same vein as Animal Farm,
Steve.
Animal Farm. I'll use my words. And 1984. Have you read Fahrenheit 451?
No, but it's on my list.
What the hell, man?
It's on my list.
That's another great book.
I just picked up the book, The Illustrated Man by Ray Bradbury, actually.
See, I haven't read a lot of Bradbury.
Yeah.
I was into that stuff way back in the day, but I don't think I ever read Bradbury.
Yeah, Fahrenheit 451's on my list because I just watched the movie that they put out for it on HBO that they did, which I thought was really good. But no,
it's been a long time, but it's interesting because firemen aren't firemen anymore. They're it's really cool. It's a good book.
Oh yeah, no, I liked the way it was in the movie. It was an interesting story. The idea of getting rid of information. It's the same type of idea as
they're all in the same vein.
Yeah, it's very, revisionist history is what it is. The winner goes the history. I mean, the winners write the history books. It's so true.
Well, also what's true is if you look at these stories, Animal Farm, 1984, even Fahrenheit 451, they have enough truth in them of what you can see going on in actual society to make you really, scared.
Well, look at what's going on in North Korea.
Yeah.
North Korea is a perfect example of an Orwellian society.
Sure.
They make their people tattletale on each other. Like you are required to sit down and talk about your neighbors.
And you damn well better do it.
Yeah. Everybody has to do it. It's fucking crazy. They don't think their leader has a butthole. Steve, they think that Kim Jong, whatever the fuck his name is, has no
alive
butthole.
now, or do we know what happened to the guy?
I don't know what the fuck's going on with him. But maybe he's dead because he doesn't have a butthole.
He had to hold it all in.
He just filled up with shit.
No, he spewed the shit out of his mouth. That's what he did.
Yeah, it's God.
Really, they really believe he has no anus.
Yes, his people think that he does not shit.
Does he have a dick?
I don't. I think so because I'm pretty sure they think he fucks a lot.
Okay.
Like I think like all the good things about what you would think, like everything good he is. Or
four leg good, 2 leg bad.
Yes, Steve. Yes. 4 leg good, 2 leg bad. Fucking right. Dean H.G. Wells was in British Intelligence too. Yeah, and I just started reading some Wells. I picked up a 6 novel set of his, and I read The Time Machine. I'd never read that. I'd never read any of his stuff, to be honest. And
he's Journey to the Center of the Earth, right? Wells.
That's Jules Verne, I think.
Oh, Jules Verne, that's right. That was a good book too.
But the next novel in my H.G. Wells book, which I don't have to read it in that order, but the next one is The Island of Dr. Moreau, which I might jump into after I finish 1984. I haven't decided yet what I'll jump into after that. But yeah, it's I figured with everything that's going on, I see so much of it. And like I said, I see it on both sides. the thing that I think is hilarious is that with the Trump administration, I tend to think that it's just so goddamn blatant and he doesn't give a shit.
You don't.
That's what scares me about it. Like, it's so blatant that it's
That's
just
what people like about him too.
yeah. And
So,
it's what
I mean,
don't
he's
like
not
about it.
bullshitting you. He's gonna tell you what he's gonna do. You know,
Yeah.
he's not bullshitting you.
But when I looked into reading this stuff, I definitely was looking along the lines of, this is a lot like what I'm seeing going on and what I have seen gone on for a very long time. I mean, let's not forget that fucking Clinton sat there and debated what the idea of the definition of was, ladies and gentlemen. Like, that happened.
Yeah.
Like, so this idea of the definitions of words and what they may be to from one president to another, it's a real thing. And it's fucking scary. No matter what you want to, no matter what you may think, it's scary. No matter where you may live on the globe, fucking scary. Or the disc, whichever you may believe, Steve. I want to accept the flat earth people, Steve. I want to accept them into our midst.
They might be right.
I want to, this year, anything's fucking possible, Steve.
Yeah,
I am
that's
willing.
what I'm thinking.
Listen, I'm willing to admit that this year they could come out and say, listen, there's a fucking ice wall. And I'd be like, 2020.
Okay, sure. All right.
Okay.
What's the latest? Latest is weird seeds from China.
Oh, fucking hell.
I love
Yeah,
the memes.
actually, Holly was the one that was telling me about that. We were talking before.
I'm sure there's some sort of mix
night.
up in sending things, and I don't think it's any sort of conspiracy.
Actually, I think that I think there might be some type of hokey, fucked up thing going on with it. I think, well, there's
I'd like to know what the seeds are.
Well, there's a lot of weird shit that goes on in China. And one of the things that was brought to my attention, that it might be a way to hide money.
In a seed? I don't understand.
In the costs.
So they're shipping things, some seeds, just to
it might be a way for them. It might be a way for them to launder money. Yeah. It could be some shady shit going on. I don't know that it's nefarious as far as like them trying to get an invasive plant species in the United States, but I don't think anybody should plant them.
But I want to. I want to see what it is. I want to see if it's the people eating plant.
Yeah.
Like all the memes.
See if I can Feed Me Seymour comes out.
That's right.
What the fuck was the name of that plant? No, I can't remember.
Shit, I can't remember.
It's been so long since I've seen Little Shop of Horrors.
God damn it. We actually went to the play, a local version of the play, and man, it was good. It was great. It was one of the greatest things I've ever watched.
The only version I've ever seen is the one with Rick Moranis and Steve Martin.
I've seen there was an original, an older one with black and white version. I've seen that. I've seen the one with Rick Moranis, and then of course, I've seen this local play that we went to, and I loved them all. They were all great.
Steen says some of the seeds are sunflower seeds.
Yeah, I seen them. They did look like sunflower seeds.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's just a
weird. I didn't think your money laundering thing. They're sending something out, but they're not really sent. They're just. I get it.
Yeah, that kind of made sense to me.
It happens on there's like eBay. You'll go and see a Beanie Baby sold for $6,000. It didn't. It's most likely a money laundering scheme of some sort.
Yeah. And listen, like these schemes, I see them on eBay all the time. People will, there are sellers who will put the weight of an item higher than what it is so that they can collect the shipping and then turn around, and when they ship it, it weighs less. They change the shipping weight and they pocket the money. Happens all the time.
Now, I'll put in exact weights usually. Maybe I'll go
So
over
do
by
I.
an ounce or two. But because I'm a top rated seller, I think you might be now, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
So you'll get a shipping discount. That I don't. That's not cheating anybody. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, that's just the way it is. But
So
I don't get it on the. I don't get it on the medium mail.
no, not on media mail. Nobody does.
Medium mail, you don't get it, so I don't.
But
make
everything
any money.
else you do. So if shipping say $10 for the customer, I may pay $8. It's not that big of a savings. But
But
there are times I
so
made $30 on shipping the other day.
immediately, dude. The minute she said it, I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like
it
that
does.
idea makes way more sense to me than the idea that they're trying to introduce an invasive plant species into the United States. Like if China wanted to do that, they could have done it ages ago.
It would have been easy.
Yeah.
Back before the internet started, it would have been really easy.
Oh, the cake.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think that at all.
I haven't gotten any of these seeds though. I want to.
You want to get some?
Yeah, I want to do a whole YouTube video on the damn thing.
You're a fucking weirdo. Did you get any news this week, Steve?
Sure. One news story.
One? That's it? That's all you got for me was one?
No, I didn't get any. Katie sent it to me.
Steve, what is going on with you, buddy? I mean,
Lazy.
how am I supposed to have news?
I'm going to tell you.
Only get one news story.
Because it's a really good news story.
All right.
Although it's a British story, so I'm not sure.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Damn it.
What?
No.
Trying to read the news here. Mysterious from skynews.com, by the way. News.sky.com for real. Mysterious vampire slaying kit, including a pistol and knife, is up for auction. You should buy it.
Huh?
Yeah. The box has been valued at up to £3,000. I don't know what that is in US money. But it's a lot.
Monopoly money. I don't fucking deal in pounds.
And it includes a glass. What's a PHIAL file?
Yeah.
A file with unknown contents and a bottle of shark's teeth. Because I don't know why. What'd you do with shark's teeth? A vampire slaying kit containing a pocket-sized pistol, a 19th century copy of the New Testament, is going under. You have to have a copy of the New Testament. Anyway, it's going under the hammer. A Gothic-looking container worth between 2,000 and 3,000 pounds. Also comes packed with pliers, a rosary, and a bottle of shark's teeth. Also, there's a lot of stuff in this box. Also inside the metal,
it's like a fucking loot crate for fucking vampire hunters.
Also inside the metal-bound box is an ivory-robed wolf carrying rosary beads, as well. I think it's like a picture.
Next month, someone is gonna fucking put out a loot crate with fucking vampire shit,
as well as a blue file with mysterious contents and a silver-bladed pocket knife. And inside the lid is an oval enamel painting that depicts the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Oh,
yeah. There is no record of the box. Oh, God, this word. The box's origin. Did I say it right this time?
Sure.
Yeah, but the 1842 copy of the New Testament within does bear the inscription of one Isabella Swarbrick. I remember her.
No, I don't. Remember her well.
The current owner from West Midlands, who wishes to remain anonymous, said that they do not know very much.
She used to do a lot of work with Van Helsing.
Yes. I have had it in my collection for 3 years now, they said. Anonymous person said. That little wolf.
The anonymous person's name is Renfield.
I bought it from a large antiques fair in Newark-on-Trent. I loved the look of the Gothic box, and when I opened it, I just had to have it. I thought it was so interesting and a great conversation piece. It is actually pretty cool. Charles Hanson, owner of the Derbyshire-based Hanson's Auctioneers, the firm selling the box, said people are fascinated by stories of vampire, hence the continued appearance in films and TV.
Listen, Dean Cooper, I'd be down that Jesus is a vampire. If fucking Jesus was a vampire, I'd be down. I don't think so, but I mean, hey.
The box will be sold online on the 16th of July as part of a 5-day long antiques and collectors auction.
Damn,
That's pretty
Skippy.
cool. I'm going to guess it's going to go for more than 3,000 pounds.
You can go kill your own Master Barlow.
It is pretty cool, though. I mean, it's got the little gun in there, little pocket-sized gun. It's awesome. Little,
you make yourself up like Christopher Lee.
Anyway, that is our one single news story for the week. And I'm gonna warn you ahead of time. I'm not
Fail. Sorry, Steve. Fail.
Oh, I see Richard did my theme again in the chat. Thank you, Richard.
What were you gonna say, Steve?
I'm gonna warn you now that next week I'm not gonna dig up any news stories either.
Katie?
Because I'll probably be on the road.
I'll see what I can do.
No, I'll probably be in Cincinnati half the week, so.
Oh, I won't.
Fun times.
I will not. I'll be in Maine.
I hope people really wanted the news to come back because it's not my favorite thing to do.
No?
But people seem to.
I will say that it is the thing that I hear people saying the most about. Yeah, so
I always thought it was that. I think if we do the news, we'll do 2 stories instead of 3.
2. We'll build ourselves back up to 3.
I don't want 3. It's too long and drawn out.
See, Steve, I'm gonna do this like Animal Farm. Like after we get to 2 stories, I'm gonna tell you, Steve, we never were at 1 story. It was always 2 stories. And you will be so dumbed down by that point that you will just go, yeah, it was always 2 stories.
I've already been dumbed down.
Yeah. So then when I switch it to Steve, it was always 3 news stories.
I'll probably just believe
you'll just be like,
I might doubt a little bit.
I'll be like, a couple of years ago, yeah, I was doing 3 news stories. Chris is right.
I think he might be right. But I sort of kind of remember it too.
But no,
I'm not sure. Now it's probably always. You're right. 3.
And we're gonna go to news. We're gonna go to Newspeak, Steve.
I don't want to do Newspeak. We're already doing Newspeak.
On that note, this has been the Fortean Slip, episode 148. It's an Animal Farm. If you like this shit, hit the little thumbs up button. If you don't, hit that little thumbs down button. Check us out on Anchor at anchor.fm/the Fortean Slip. Show should be up by tomorrow. I'm still having an issue where I can't strip the video for the audio until the next day, so I can't put it up until tomorrow. So that's a problem. Check out old Phil Polling. You can check him out. I'm not really having too much to do with him anymore, but you can go check him out. Old Phil Polling over at Paraphrase.
Maybe a new thing that we could talk about.
Yeah. I told you, I called the fucking herd, Steve. I got very little use for it. Check out our good friend Dred Funn over at youtube.com/Dred Funn and dredfunn.com. And as always, check out the boys over at High Society Radio. That's at gasdigitalnetwork.com and wherever podcasts are found. Until next week. I forgot to take that down. Until next week. I don't know. Do you think we'll be ready for the Lori Vallow bullshit next week, Katie?
I don't know. Maybe it's a pretty overwhelming case.
If not, we'll figure something out. And I did speak to Tom Reed. He will be coming on the show on August 16th. That is 2 weeks from today. So I conferred with him the other day. As long as he confirms that back in the email, I need to check it tonight. He will be on the show with the judge, who I believe the one who unsealed the documents or sealed it. I don't know. Is going to be coming on the show with him as well. So
A
until
real life judge?
I think we're going to have a judge.
Wow.
Like I might get to have some of my serious questions, legal questions asked and
I
answered.
don't think that's what he's coming on for.
Steve, listen, you can let me have my little fantasy, Steve. You know, where I can say, listen, hypothetically, if a guy stood before you who sent a text message to one person, you have any idea where I'm going with that one, Steve?
It's, my mind, is
No,
fried.
no, you don't. Anyway, until then,